Hi, so yesterday I shared my video on the 1850s shooting Pao's beginning stance. And that stance, you can call it zhan or you can call it standing meditations. They are the same thing, okay? Now, so after I shared that, I already got a lot of feedback from our friends, from Facebook, from YouTube and so forth. And many of these friends commenting such as, "This is the worst zhan video I've ever seen. The reason is it doesn't align the body." So today, in this lunch break time of me, I'd like to share with you what is the truth. Okay. Now, so what is this zhan stuff? The definitions of the zhan is to enter into a dynamic, balanced state of the body, mind, breathing, and qi. Okay? It said dynamically balanced state. It doesn't in anywhere saying it is aligned to a certain posture and hold that or fixed standing there. It never said that. Okay? So the definitions in today's language in English, it is entering into a dynamic balanced state of the body, the mind, the breathing, and the qi flow, which is namely the 12 proper channel flow. Okay? Now, on top of that, it will come due to the optimizations of the body that people can play with the action and reaction force. That is what people today call as zhan. It's actually not that mysterious at all. Okay, now, so why do you have to believe me on what I'm saying? Well, my point is that you don't want to believe me. You do not want to believe me. For example, when a baby injects a vaccine or taking an antibiotic, a baby, does the baby have to believe on the antibiotic and the vaccine of something? It doesn't. It's scientific stuff, okay? Now, qigong. You know, everybody has their own version of thinking of qigong, but does qigong have a clear definition on what it is? Yes, there is a clear definition of qigong. In today's language, there is a process step, a model for qigong. Okay? The first process step is to let this body settle in a dynamic balance. That's number one. The second is to let the mind calm down or settle down naturally. The third step is let the breathing dynamically balance the inhale, exhale, and the pulse between the inhale, exhale. The pulse, there is a pulse there. The fourth is with the ability to do the first three steps using the state of the physical body, the mind, the breathing, to lead, to guide the natural balancings and flow of the qi in the body of the 12 channels, or 12 proper channels. And the 8 special channels, so on and so forth. Okay? So there's this 4 steps. There's no way people say, wow, zhan zhuang, you stand there and then you get qigong. Forget about it. In the real cultivation, you have that 4 steps, of 4 process steps. The first process step is also named as externally loose. The second process step is named as internally loose. For example, you need to know how to handle your mind. What is your mind? What is the function there? If you have too much attention, you go tunnel vision. If you have less intensity of attention, you're going to go daydream. You need to know how to handle it, and you need to know how to handle, is that thinking, is that imagination, is that awareness, what is it? And then when you get to the breathing, okay, in qigong, in breathing, you have to develop what? The diaphragm, up and down. You want to let it to be dynamically, naturally run it in a high amplitude, because that has to do with your breathing and your oxygen intake and so forth. And then your chest is going to be open up and closed. So this is referred as 升降开合, rise and drop, descend, open and close. And you use this thing to handle or to lead or to guide the qi, which is, you can look at it in today's scientific term, is actually what? It consists of your blood circulations, your neural systems, okay? Your blood circulation, your neural systems, and the energy which you have in your body. That's qi. Okay? So these 4. Now, let's get to the zhan zhuang. The reason why you cannot fix, holding, align this thing is because it's nonsense when you do that. Why? Because in the human body, when you breathe in and exhale, when your diaphragm going up and down, rise and descends, your spine is going to move. When your spine is going to move, your body, the weight, the CG is going to move, and your feet is going to shift in weight. Okay? Without knowing that, if you're going to fix there and then doing some kinds of align, you know what you're doing? You are fixing the body, the physical body. The first step, the first process step, the qigong, you are fixing it, you make it dead. And when you make it dead, well, how are you supposed to have a proper breathing? You can't. How are you going to get a qi flow, which is nature? You cannot do it. For example, simple. You stand there, right? And the body be able to align by itself dynamically. Now, when it go, when you inhale, your diaphragm going down, you have the maximum inhale, your weight shift one side, your spine going, swinging one side, and then when you exhale, it swing back. Okay? Because there's inhale, exhale phase, and then there's a pause between inhale and exhale. Okay? Now, when you do properly, when your physical body is well developed, when you inhale, you feel like you're breathing going down to the sole, the feet. When you exhale, it coming up. You feel that way. And this is, in the Chinese qigong, is called zhong xi fa. Breathing with the heel. That's what it is. Okay? So There's no such thing as you stand there, fix there, and then you try to breathe, inhale whatever, try to have this lower abs breathing, the qi in dantian. All that's nonsense. It's no. You inhale with the body move dynamically. Okay? So that your breathing, your body is consistently adjust itself in different phases of your physiology, biology. Okay? It has to be that way. And only after you can get that done, then you can talk about, okay, I want to say help the flow of my 12 meridians or 12 channels. Even that, your awareness and the pulse between inhale exhale has to synchronize. Once you synchronize that, then you can go to the fourth process step to deal with the qi. Otherwise, forget about it. And even if you can do that, when the awareness and the pulse of the inhale exhale, pulse between inhale exhale, even if they sync, mostly people do not want to deal with the flow of the qi, because one do not want to disrupt it. One want to get it back to the resonance. Okay, you disrupt it. You try to fix something. You're going to cause problem. Don't everybody say, "Thou mimic the nature." Is the body aligned there, stand there, mimic the nature? It is not. So, can everybody stand this way? You cannot do it if you don't train. Why? Because this muscle has to be trained, developed. The feet, bottom of that, the weight shift and so forth, all the joints have to be developed. Otherwise, people are going to screw up their knee. So why do when I do this, I don't screw up my knee? Because I never use the muscle in front. I use the back thing, the entire thing. Going down this way is called liu tun. Okay? All of this synchronized together is like a robots. It's like AI robots. All the resultant force of the joints and everything, they are synchronized together. Okay? So that is zhan zhuang in a really simple way. Okay? So that's what it is. So stop being saying, well, I want to zhan zhuang this way and that way. I often ask people, you tell me about all this. Tell me who in zhan zhuang drop their blood pressure as they like it. Okay? So there is all kinds of stuff, okay, which is misleading. That's why I wrote this book with all the scientific processes, including the flow of the qi, all the handling with all different type of model, the mind, so all those tools, so that one be able to handle this thing. Otherwise, how is one going to say, well, I'm too stressed. I want to de-stress myself. I want to have a mindfulness. I want to have IQ, higher EQ. If one do not be able to handle the body, the mind, the breathing, the energy neural layer, and know the sequence how to handle, how is it supposed to be able to have effective and efficient way to get result? You can. Okay, it is not just like, oh, if you have stress, you want higher IQ or higher EQ, so you just go standing pose, zhan zhuang, and then you just follow the grandmaster. You stand like that. You look around for hundreds of years. How many really get anything out from that? Besides their own story, how many go to like a research university and check it out? What is this? Besides of, oh, I feel this too. I know this. This is my blah 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 blah. Have been scientific proven? Well, what I tell you just now. People like Dr. Ma Litan, the expert in qigong in China, Zhou Qianchuan, they do experiment on this kind of stuff. Okay? There are many, they do that prior to the cultural evolutions. They know what it is. But because of the cultural evolution, things screw up. So I'm just continues on this thing. All these books and everything on meditations is trying to process, model, doing process modeling on this. Otherwise, you say, well, I want the anti-stress. Are you serious? Can you just go sitting down there, pay attention to your breathing? Or I want to do anapanasati, sit down there, pay attention to breathing. You are crazy. If you don't have your body conditions, your mind condition, you go right away to your breathing, you end up suffocating. Okay? Same thing with all this qigong and all this thing. And if one doesn't know how to regulate, intentionally regulate one's body and then drop it like a pendulum, you pull the bar, you let it go, and then it goes swing by itself. One practically don't know how to practice qigong. Because qigong have two phases. One is you intentionally regulate it and then you let it go. That is what we call 无为, 道法自然, okay? Or thou mimic the nature. Well, all this is scientific. It is this whole world is a cause and effect system or a causal systems. Nothing come out of blue. Okay? Belief, philosophy, I think so. Those do not solve the issue of make things happen and understand what it is. Okay? That's why in that book, I am making it so that it can be put into the artificial intelligence. You can collect data in different ways for the machine learning. So it's better to let the artificial intelligence to coach the human, because it's hopeless keeping thinking, oh, this is the proper way, my interpretation. Interpret what? If your body do not move, how are you going to supposed to breathe? If your diaphragm moving, your spine is going to move. And your spine is going to move, your body weight is going to shift. And that means different muscle of your body is going to shift dynamically. Okay? So, anybody is interested, go get the meditation matrix books with the tools and everything. Okay? We need to make this an education. Okay? People who want if they need to distress, they know what to do. If they like to have a better body, health, they know what to do. And in fact, in this book, I even show with the glucose meter, This is the continual glucose meter, measure your blood glucose. If you practice the qigong improper, the blood glucose can go high. It's not just like, oh yeah, now I practice this zhan zhuang and my body will get better. No. If you mess around with the body, do not know how to handle the neural systems, okay, you're going to cause blood pressure or blood glucose to shoot high. So it's not only the method you need to know how to practice, you need to know how to handle each process steps. For example, people doing zhan zhuang, the feet is like that because this is all have to nature, so that you want to prepare it for naturally it align itself dynamically. The minute you want to do this, I want to align this way, this way, this way, good luck. You know what? You tense up there already. Your body tense up, meaning your neural system tense up. When you do that, this and that, stand still, your breathing is not going to be natural. Meaning that you have a tendency of suffocate or stop breathing. If you check with the heart rate variations, you can see that creates stress. It's going to influence your heart and so forth. So there's no one size fit all, there's no legend or anything. It doesn't matter which grandmaster who studied how many 100 years. Put it in the scientific. It works, it works. Otherwise, we're going to screw people up. Okay? And another thing, if you want to have spiritual, that means you need to be able to handle the stress and to support your health. So there are three things in the market today. It's like a market people selling, oh, this is de-stress, this meditations, I can de-stress you, make you have mindfulness, higher EQ, and then you're selling that, oh, this qigong get you better health, and then you sell this spiritual stuff, you can get enlightenment. Well, enlightenment is based on the de-stress and the better health. Okay? Without that, realize you want wisdom. If you couldn't even sit properly, do not even know how to handle the body properly. As in this book, I show you how to unwrap your body, physical body. Okay? If we don't know that, what are we going to do? We couldn't even sit. Have you ever see the people who sit in the lotus seat where one side is pushing down to the ground, the other side of the butt is up there, be able to sit long, be able to calm their mind down? Forget about it. Because the body is in a stress condition, it has to compensate by itself. Okay? So this is to share with you today. You know, the reason I wrote this book is I like to merge or fuse the ancient technology and the modern technology, namely AI. If the human cannot teach things properly, let's get the AI, because they are more consistent, to train, to coach human, to get the best out of human, instead of sitting down there, I'm the grandmaster, listen to me. I have 100 years of experience, listen to me. No, you get the AI to train you, to coach you, put the sensor in your body, and the AI right away say, oops, your blood glucose is rising. Relax yourself. Okay, now you sit on one side of your butt. You need to have an even body weight and so forth. Okay? Then it become very effective and efficient and really do something good for the human. No, we are not looking at something like, oh, like in the story, the ancient Chinese master in the mountain, you know, is not taking money. You go up there, he teach you everything. No, we don't want to do that because it doesn't work. For past 100 years, have you seen anything which is proven in the medical solidly? But what we want to do is doing scientific. It's a win-win. It's like you go to a university, you learn this skill, this art. You pay the tuition, you do the hard work, and you get the result. That's a win-win. That's what I'm promoting. That's what I'm thinking is much more effective, efficient for this era. Not those guru, grandmaster, those titles doesn't mean a thing in the eyes of reality. So this is to share with you today.